Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this inaugural launch of Media Texas Charities of the Rio Grande Valley for what we hope and intend will be many such events to be hosted by the McAllen Monitor and Media Texas in the days ahead. My name is Jeremy Halbreich. I serve as Chairman and CEO of Media Texas, and I'm joined by a number of my associates this morning, including Rick Starks, who's our President and CEO. Thank you, Rick. Stephen Wingert, who's publisher of the McAllen Monitor, and he also serves as Regional Vice President for all of our operations across the Valley. I don't believe Debbie is with us this morning. John Greider, who serves as General Manager. John is in the back of the room. General Manager at the Mid-Valley Town Crier is with us. Carlos Sanchez, our editor here at the McAllen Monitor. And of course, Aaron Riddell Wingert, who has served as our extraordinary project coordinator for this charities campaign. Thank you, Aaron. Together with a number of our other associates who are joining us this morning, we wish to welcome you. The mission of Media Texas Charities is to annually raise and distribute funds to community service agencies providing direct assistance and support to the hungry, homeless, and needy populations across the entire Rio Grande Valley. The goal of the charities campaign is to aid not just a few individuals, but literally to impact and provide direct support and assistance to hundreds and thousands annually through our collective efforts and through your collective efforts. And thereby, we hope to significantly impact families, neighbors, and communities across a four-county area, including Cameron County, Hidalgo, Starr, and Willacy. At Media Texas, we recognize and see the needs, oftentimes the dire needs, that exist in our own communities as we cover and report the local stories of our communities on a daily basis. We also believe, as a company, that it's very important for us to give back to our communities in which we are fortunate to conduct our business and publish our newspapers and related websites. As a result, we believe we are fairly uniquely positioned to introduce this campaign across the Valley. We hope to bring help, support, and assistance to the hundreds and thousands of people in our own local areas who are in need. And we know from our own personal experience that the most effective and efficient way to serve these populations, to serve the hungry, homeless, and needy in our local communities, is to provide direct financial support to those service organizations that in turn directly serve this population. So we thank all of you for being here with us today. While it's important to note that our beneficiary agencies are not required to be United Way agencies, this new annual campaign is being conducted in conjunction with the three United Way organizations here in the Valley, obviously including the United Way of South Texas, the United Way of North Cameron County, and the United Way of Southern Cameron County. With us today and representing the United Way of South Texas is Thelma Garza and Amelia Rojas. If you both would raise your hand and let us know you're here. Thank you both. Following a series of discussions with representatives from all three United Way organizations, we began a process of identifying the social service agencies across the Valley in both the Upper and Lower Valley. All agencies were required to file formal applications with us, and all were vetted by an ad hoc review committee. Media Texas' commitment to the campaign, our commitment to the campaign, is really twofold. First, the campaign will be led and supported over the next 10 weeks by a very concerted and very visible print and online effort that you will see in the McAllen Monitor, the Valley Morning Star, in Harlingen, the Brownsville Herald, El Nuevo Heraldo, the Mid-Valley Town Crier, Coastal Current, and El Extra. I dare say that anyone living in the Valley today will quickly become aware of the campaign, and hopefully they'll quickly become aware of the opportunity to consider their own individual donations to support our collective efforts. And second, I'm happy to tell you that AIM is covering 100%, literally all, of the administrative expenses of the campaign, so that 100% of all donations, whether from individuals or businesses, coming to the campaign will go directly to the 15 beneficiary organizations for use in providing their services directly to those in need. Before I introduce the inaugural group of 15 beneficiary agencies, I do want to share with you the very exciting news about the extraordinary and very generous lead gifts we have received prior to today's official launch. As of this morning, we've received $68,550 from our premier lead donors of $10,000 and above, and from our lead donors of $5,000 and above. The premier lead donors include Plains Capital Bank, who are represented by Brad Williams and Albert Chapa. More from them in a moment. Clark Knapp Honda is represented by Sergio Garcia, who serves as general sales manager there, and Clark Chevrolet is represented by Israel Silva, who also serves as general sales manager. Edwards Abstract is represented by Mike Overly. Mike is in the back of the room, and his associate Edna Garza. Thank you both for being here. Vantage Bank is one of our premier lead donors, as is Valley Baptist Health System, and also a Media Texas. We have two lead donors in the category of $5,000 and above. First is Wells Fargo, who was represented by Alma Ortega Johnson. Alma's right here. I'm sorry, Alma. I'm happy to tell you that Alma was literally our first contributor to the campaign. Back when we presented the whole concept of the Charities campaign to the United Way board here in McAllen, Alma, who serves on the board, caught me before I could leave the room and made a commitment on behalf of Wells Fargo, so thank you. And the second is my wife Nancy and myself. At this time, I'd like to ask Albert Chapa of Plains Capital Bank to come forward for a brief and surprise announcement. Albert.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Albert Chapa, and I'm with Plains Capital Bank. I'm their market president for Western Hidalgo County. What a great organization to invest in. You know, we believe in investing in the community where we do business, and you know, because we want to make our place a better place to live and work. And what not a better organization than this organization that we're supporting this morning. Jeremy, also what I wanted to mention is, in addition to our initial donation, we would also like to extend an additional $10,000.
Needless to say, Albert, thank you for this wonderful news, for your all's leadership and wonderful commitment to our communities, and for helping those who are most in need. You set a wonderful example for everyone else. As a result of that wonderful news from Plains Capital, our total now, prior to the official campaign launch, is $78,550. But as importantly, once again, I do want to thank all of our lead donors for your extraordinary support. We wish to express our deepest gratitude and appreciation to each of you. So thank you. Now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the 15 beneficiary organizations who provide the essential services and support to the hungry, homeless, and needy across the valley on a daily basis, literally 365 days a year. If you'll join me in looking at the two inside pages of the handout you received, you will see each agency listed along with a brief description of the essential services they provide. And if you'll bear with me while I read through them very quickly: Loaves and Fishes of the Rio Grande Valley, the Salvation Army of Harlingen, Family Crisis Center, and if I'm not mistaken, Cynthia Catchings, the executive director, is with us this morning. Cynthia, thank you. La Posada Providencia, Harlingen Neighborhood Food Pantry, Snack Pack Project, the Ozanam Center in Brownsville, Friendship of Women, Good Neighbor Settlement House, the Salvation Army of McAllen, who's represented by Eloise Montemayor, and Coach Rick. More from Coach Rick in a moment. Wonderful, thank you, Aaron. The Food Bank of the Rio Grande Valley, Terry Drefke is with us. Thank you, Terry, for joining us. Silver Ribbon Community Partners, we have Rose Ramirez and Syria Munoz who are with us this morning. Thank you both. Women Together, Estela de Anda and Nelda Hernandez are with us this morning. Thank you both for being here. The Aurora House Foundation, Kathy Shorman is here. And Catholic Charities of Rio Grande Valley, and our wonderful sister Norma Pimentel is here. Where is Norma? Thank you, dear. Thank you for being here. to speak on behalf of the service agencies here in McAllen, and we will do similar later today in Harlingen and also in Brownsville. I'd now like to ask Coach Rick to come forward representing the Salvation Army of McAllen to share a few words with us.
Hey guys, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here today. I want to thank everybody who's here, everybody that helps donate and give some of your time to the homeless and needy. Right now, I am the shelter manager of the Salvation Army in McAllen. Many of you guys might think that, well, this guy's on the front line and he's working to help all these people. Well, I'd like to let you know that about 3 years ago, I was the front line. I was a client at the Salvation Army in McAllen. I've been a teacher and a coach for about 15 years. I need to let everybody know that poverty doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your education. It doesn't care about where you come from or your background or who your parents were. It affects all of us. And today I'm very happy to be here and to speak with you guys and to let you guys know a little bit about what we do at the Salvation Army. On a daily basis, I have the great pleasure of helping people every day. Young people, old people, families, everybody. We feed the public lunch and dinner. I see them come in. I see their eyes, they're hungry. I was that way. Some people say, well, Coach Rick, you have a great compassion for these people. Yes, but I need to understand, and so do you guys, I was there. I was those people. Whenever a client comes to us, basically they have nothing. Maybe the clothes on their backs. The first thing they do when they come in is we offer them a care package. Here are some of the things that are donated, and this is what we give our clients: soap, shampoo, toothbrush, deodorant. I'll tell you what, guys, whenever you've been hungry for about 3 or 4 days and you haven't eaten, you'll be surprised on what goes through your mind. So just a little package like this might seem to you guys as nothing. Actually, it's very important, because I know when I got it, I actually felt like a human being again and not like some kind of animal running the streets. What I really like about the Salvation Army and other agencies is that they give you your humanity back, because it's very easy to lose that, especially if you haven't eaten in a while. It's a very, very important what the Salvation Army does. It helped get me back on my feet, gave me a little self-respect back, and it gave me some compassion to those less fortunate. And now when I see people out there living in the park, under the bridge, you know, I have a feeling for them, whereas before I did not. Maybe I was too proud, too arrogant, absolutely. But I don't roll down my window now and tell them, hey, why don't you guys get a job or something? It's not that way anymore. I'd like to thank the Salvation Army and God for changing my heart to these people. And whenever they come in and see us, I do the best I can to make them feel, well, not happy, because basically when they come in, they've lost everything. But try to make them feel comfortable at least, and let them know that they're not a number, that they are human beings, and we try to treat them as such. I know a lot of times numbers get thrown out to you guys. We feed this many, and we clothe this many. We need to understand something, guys. These people are not numbers. They're human beings, and they deserve our respect and our help. And I'm very, very grateful and very happy to be working with the Salvation Army in McAllen. I want to thank everybody for being here today. And thank you so much for those that really need it. Thank you.
Rick, thank you very much for sharing your story with us and for personalizing the important work you do and that performed each day by every one of our beneficiary agencies. I think it'd be nice if all of us together would salute the staffs, the volunteers, and the board members at each of our 15 beneficiary organizations. Thank you. In closing, I would just like to add my own personal word of thanks to all of you for joining us today, and remind you that we will gladly accept donations of any size. It can be $1 or anything above $1. We'll receive donations by check, by money order, by cash. They can be delivered, they can be sent by mail, they can be delivered to any of our offices across the valley. And of course, we're now available online, where donations can be made easily, safely, and securely via PayPal at our amediacharities.com website. So again, thank you all for being here this morning. Happy, healthy holidays to each of you, and please all have a great rest of the day. Thank you.